Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to this second week of the Advent Recital series. As we begin each week with this recital series, we like to offer a bit of a Advent reflection. So I offer this reflection just as we enter into this time of listening to such beautiful music. Okay, thank you. It sounds really loud from up here. No? Okay, it's better? Okay, I'm going to restart. Welcome, everyone, to the second week of this Advent Recital series. Each week, we would like to offer a reflection, an Advent reflection. This morning at the 9:45 all-school Mass, Father Guadagnoli displayed the chalice that he uses at each Mass. And he asked the kids what type of material that it's made out of. And they answered, gold and silver. And he asked, is gold and silver valuable? And they answered, yes. And he asked, why do we use such valuable vessels? And some of the little children answered, because it's for Jesus. And today in our church, the solemnity that we celebrate is the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception. And it's the creation of a perfect human vessel, a vessel more valuable than silver and gold. And we celebrate the Immaculate Conception of Mary. But her conception isn't simply for her own sake, it's for Jesus. And not only does her Immaculate Conception point to the birth of Jesus at Christmas, it also points to who she is as a vessel. Her Immaculate Conception points to Jesus. This week, the second week of Advent, points to Jesus. And all of these things point to Jesus, to his incarnation, to how he enters into the world. And not only does today's solemnity point to the birth of Christ, not only does this second week of Advent point to the birth of Christ, but this time of recital where we hear music points to the birth of Christ. And the music we will hear today points to Christ because it's a foreshadowing of what's to come, even more beautiful music, heavenly music, which Jesus' incarnation into this world points to. The fathers of the church call Christ's incarnation a conjoined instrument, because an instrument is the means for a creator to produce an object. The musician uses the instrument to manifest his own idea, his understanding, and his vision. Without the instrument, we would never know someone's true art and talent. The music we will hear at this recital and during this Advent season and on the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception is the instrument for connecting us with God and for God showing us what's in store. Whether it's a chalice, a piano, an Advent wreath, or the very Mother of God, God's beauty and power still lies in wait for us. But today we're given a glimpse into what such heavenly glory is all about.
There he goes. A little quick taste of Tchaikovsky and the Nutcracker Suite. Okay, I will be louder. It's the theme of the day. You can't hear me. I'll get right up. Is that any better? Can you hear me now? I'm worried about it feeding back, so good. You know, piano players don't usually talk very much, so I'm going to keep it sort of sparse, okay? Sort of sparse. And I met a lady when I came in today, and she said, her name was Dorothy, and she said, do you believe in the Holy Spirit? And I said, I couldn't believe in the Holy Spirit more than I believe in anything else. And so I think I'm here today just because I'm supposed to be here today. And so we're just going to have a good time together. We're going to listen to some beautiful Christmas music, and I appreciated the word before, speaking of the time that we're in, the Advent, the time we're preparing, and the time that we are eagerly awaiting. And I remember as a child eagerly awaiting Christmas, and now as I'm an adult, I'm eagerly awaiting the birth, and that is so important. So I'm going to play a couple of things that, for me, are foreshadowing of Christ's birth. So I think that you'll recognize them. Since I'm one of those Protestants, I hope that I play something that you recognize. So, you know, I appreciate the loveliness of this building and this gorgeous piano. Oh my goodness, y'all did very well. I was here for the organ dedication way back quite a few years ago, and I was very impressed with the beauty of this room and the quality of the instruments, especially now. So I'm going to play a little bit, and then I'm going to ask a few of you for your favorites, and I'm going to do what's called improvisation. We'll do a little talking about that. 1, 2, check 1. So, this is my favorite time of year, especially for music. This is my favorite time of year. My degree is in theory and composition degrees, and my second degree is in jazz theory and composition. So I'm going to do what's called improvisation, which means, yes, I know the melodies usually, and I hope that you can hear the melody when I start improvising. But there's so many styles of music that we have been blessed with over the centuries. We have some of that music just came from the Renaissance. Some of it came from the Baroque period. Then, of course, you had Tchaikovsky, which is in the classical period, Romantic. So tell me, what is one of your favorite, 2 or 3 of you, give me a couple of your favorite Christmas songs. They don't have to be sacred. Oh, Holy Night, that's a pretty good one. That's a biggie right off the bat. Okay. Angels We Have Heard on High, that's another good one. Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking. Yeah. See if I can turn this off so I don't mess up the guys upstairs. I love to eat, and so really what that equates to is my grandmother's southern way of cooking. She never followed a recipe. And so improvisation is like you get the basics and then maybe a little bacon grease. Who knows? Just something a little spicy in there. So we just do all kinds of things. So I want to play a couple of your non-sacred fun ones. So like Jingle Bells, maybe? Or what else? Chestnuts roasting up. Rudolph, did I hear Rudolph? Oh my goodness, you got it. I love that. my favorites is just a very simple tune that I think it needs to be in our hearts every day of this year is Silent Night. We've been through such tumult over the past 2 years, and I'm just hoping that we, even as we get to come back together in these situations, live music, I hope we remember the fact that this was written when the organ was out, when there were no microphones, when it was just an acoustic instrument similar to the piano, a guitar. And it's just the thing that we need to do is to keep our spirits calm and look toward what's happening in a couple of weeks. Thank you for letting me come play today. I really appreciate it. allowing me to come.